We're live. I don't know if we're gonna get anybody
It
else.
says waiting for it rather than.
I know. It just turned on. If we're gonna get any people here, I'm gonna have to go back to the phone. I can't even tell. Hello, hello. Oh fuck! I don't think it's working.
What's oh, it's on the other side.
Hello, hello. Testing. Can you see if it's working for you? Or is yours letting you in yet?
No,
Really?
really.
Well, that's you though.
Now it is. Brought it back.
It is. Can you see me?
Yes.
Can you? What am I? Tell me how many seconds until you see me wave.
I can see a wave right away.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. Tell me what number you see.
What's your number?
Man.
I am on the camera.
Can you hear what I'm saying at all?
No.
No?
Not
Hello.
my phone. Which one's supposed to hear?
Turn it up a little bit. Testing, testing. 1, 2, 3. Testing.
To my phone.
Hello. Hello. Hello.
Now
Test.
it says it was a
Hello.
lag. It was a lag.
Is it working?
Yeah.
Oh, you can hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. Clearly?
Yeah.
Who else is here? Oh, this person's been here a lot before.
I'm gonna go out the door.
Where are you going?
Out the door so that I don't have to be on the camera today. I haven't brought any makeup or do my hair.
Hello. Oh, yeah. She found it. Can you hear me? Is this microphone working? It never works for me before. Can you read, Crit? Oh, cool. It's working. The microphone working. You ready?
I'm on camera and I still don't want to.
Chris.
I'll go outside.
Oh my gosh, really?
Really? You wouldn't either.
You look pretty.
No, you wouldn't do it either.
Okay, we're live. All right. So you read, Chris. I was told tilt the microphone down towards your mouth. Is that better? Is that better? No. How about now? It's in my face. It's right in my face. Is that a little bit better?
I don't hear you at all. On my phone.
How about that? Is that better? Hi, Debbie. How you doing today, Debbie? How about now? Loves Lemons is Christine, by the way. This is the first time I've ever actually had this shit work. Ask Debbie. She's been so many times that we're trying to get it to work and it just never works for me. So I'm doing okay. I mean, I'm getting a little nervous now. The surgery's in 3 days, something like that. 3 days. So it's getting a little bit on my mind, I guess to say, for lack of better words. It's there. So, but I was trying to think. Did you? I don't think so, Debbie. I don't think I did. Let me check that right now. Oh shit! Turn my computer. I didn't really have a plan for tonight, so if anybody's got any ideas or want to tell a story or whatever, by all means, let's do that. If you have a confession to make because you did something that you didn't want to do, I don't know how many people are going to come on here because normally when I do this way, there's very few people show up. So, and I really don't care tonight. I mean, the people that I care most about are already here. Well, still looking for trains and trucks or trains and trucks. Yeah. And Alma, of course. I haven't seen Alma in a while. Does anybody out there see? Is there something going on with Alma? What is this stuff? Chris, do you remember the that number you said for the internet, Chris? Do you remember that stuff that you said for the internet, the password? Do you remember it?
I think. I better go check again. I don't remember.
No, 234-432 or something like that.
231436.
231436.
I think.
No, that's wrong. It's outside, so forget it. Every time.
241.
Okay, can you read then?
But it's me with Debbie.
So did anybody else see the no congenitive that lady that I told you about? She's here too. I don't think I yeah I don't know her name. Congenitive disconnect. I'm having a brain fart.
Dissonant. Congenitive dissonant.
Dissonant.
I'm about to get to bed soon, but saw a notification pop up.
Oh well, I'm glad you stopped by then for a minute. How's everything going on the in the van? You're everything going pretty good where you're at? I used to talk to you almost every day. I haven't talked to you in a while. Where?
Debbie said she hasn't heard anything about
Oh, I was asking about Alma. I'm in
Wisconsin.
Wisconsin, yeah, in the woods. I thought you were in. For some reason, I thought you were in like Southern California. I don't know where I got that idea from. Hmm.
Debbie wants to know if you got her email.
I was going to check it, but I just sent my computer, shut it off, and of course now I can't get back on, like always. I'll check the email now. Talk. See, this works better when you're not hiding. Sweetness. Oh, bitterness. Muffin. So, Christine, you want to read a Reddit?
Sure. If you want.
How about we start off with Christine's going to read a Reddit, and then we'll discuss and see. Yeah, Annie. I knew that I had a brain fart. I thought I don't know what I'm thinking about here. Then you don't live in your van, Annie, because then I'm losing my mind.
No, a minute ago you thought it was the cognitive dissonance.
Yeah, that's who I'm talking about. Damn. What?
I know, but I just lost you off my phone completely.
I thought I was losing my mind. I think you're right. I think I was losing my mind. I swear that. Oh,
Now it says waiting for.
I'm gonna have to look back. What?
Now it says waiting for forever forbidden. It lost you. You're gone again.
What? Am I?
On mine, yeah. It says once again.
Are you just teasing me? Oh,
It's upcoming.
I don't know what to tell you, Chris. I'm trying to keep.
Yeah, I know. I just didn't know if you knew you were
I don't think I am. There it is. Yes, I got your email right here. Hmm. 1 second. I just want to read this. Yes, it's fine. You can call her and ask her. Um, yes, absolutely. Um, I'll give you I'll give you her number too. I gave you mine. I'll give you hers. I don't think I gave you hers, did I, Debbie? You live in a little house in the woods. I'm 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 envious of that, Annie. I kind of would like to live in a little house in the woods. I live in a trailer in the country, but the woods would be better. Like I said, I never really was a social person until I started this, but it's touched some people so much, and I've met so many people that I consider friends now. I mean, I think I have more friends now than I've ever had in the last 40 years. The difference between where we're at right now, the site that we're on right now, and the way I normally go on with the phone is there's only three people in here, but that's cool because we can talk back and forth and not have a bunch of people in here just screwing shit up. And because on the phone, usually I mean, thousands of people going in and out. But this is kind of different. It's more intimate, I guess. I thought I gave you, man, I am really, Debbie, I'm sorry. I will send you um, our phone numbers through the email and make sure you have those by all means. Christine, Debbie wanted to know if it's okay that she calls to check up and see how things are going for
absolutely.
the surgery. So, do you want to read or read it? Read or read it?
Sure.
So, how did you guys find it on? Did it notify you, or did that that it was coming on?
Yeah, it pops up with a notification for you.
So yeah, my since it's only three or four of us in here now. Who just came in? Somebody just came in. You flashed. Was listening to Trump and oh, it flashed. Oh, I get it. What we Trump's speech or something? Did you see his granddaughter's speech? That was kind of touching, actually. Debbie got a notification too.
Secret Service was flagged after Elon Musk shares an AI video of Trump murdering Biden.
What? Oh, it was a AI a fake one or whatever,
Yes.
deep fake. Oh
Yes.
man, really?
It says it's not at all funny. His stupid social media site should suffer a consequence for his actions.
Who was responsible for it? Trump or Musk?
Elon Musk, he shared an AI video of Trump
Oh,
murdering Biden.
oh, that's not cool.
No.
You can't do that kind of stuff.
And yeah. Look what's happening to Biden. It took less than 10 years for Citizens United to cause the president to resign his campaign at the last moment.
Did he resign today? Did he back out?
No, I don't think so. But it says to cause the president to resign his campaign. I don't know.
He you know, I know there's people that support him and everything, but in all fairness, he should resign from the White House completely. He's not capable of protecting us right now. I don't think anyway.
Someone says deport Elon.
I always forget that he's from Africa or is a Canadian. think he's born in Africa, but he's Canadian, something like that. Michigan speech. That thing with Trump, him almost getting killed and everything. I don't know if anybody else follows it. I know that Annie does, follows politics pretty closely, but he was way different at that speech that he came in, that the same one where his granddaughter talked. He was way different there than he ever was before. He seemed small actually, and calm and reserved. He was really un-Trumpy like.
Um, they're talking about now no term limits on the U.S. president. They're thinking back and forth here that if Trump goes into the White House and becomes president, one of the first things he might do
Mm-hmm.
is take term limits off, so there will be no term limits.
Oh no, he's not going to do that.
Keep going.
That's such crap.
That's
You
what
can't.
said.
The president, the only a president cannot just come and say, "Okay, I want to be president forever now." It's no, it just doesn't work like that. He's got 4 years to make things better, and let's just hope that he does. Whether you like him or not, if he's going to win, let's just hope that he does the best job that he can do because we really need help right now. We do.
And we finally found out he's going to have his running.
Hmm.
About his name.
Oh yeah. I seen the guy with the beard. I don't know anything about him. Annie, do you know anything about him?
They're saying
Hmm?
with regard to whether Elon is African or South African or Canadian or what,
Mm-hmm.
he's Canadian, but he has a South African American. He is a South African American. Somebody responds, pretty sure South Africa is still in Africa. So Africa or not. Yeah, but it's the southern part that matters. Southern Africa.
Okay, I'm lost here somewhere in here. I was reading Annie's. The rhinos were forced to make nice with him. This I didn't even I never followed politics until 9/11. Oh my god, until the pandemic hit, and then I started following politics, and I realized I wish I'd never started following politics because it's so frustrating and so pointless as far as whoever we vote in, they don't do what we ask. They just go there and they all disagree about everything, so nothing gets passed. And then they lie and say they're unanimous on something. It's all nutty.
Not, not having comments. If I'm reading that, the cognitive dissonance. Did you read that one? The All In podcast.
What about it?
On the All In
Go
podcast,
ahead, read it.
two of the people know J.D. Vance personally and had really nice things to say about him and being good for the young generation on Americans and our future.
Oh, that's good. He seemed like he had a level head. I mean, as far as level heads go, I guess. So anyway, I don't know. Trump just looked different. I thought his granddaughter was sweet as pie and beautiful. Oh my God, she's so beautiful. That guy got lucky. He had good looking wives. That makes no. That's weird. Never had that before. Yep. So I feel a little discombobulated today. Chris, please read.
Yeah, I was looking at it and there was nothing, so I went back to look for something else. Debbie says, I'm not into politics, so whoever wins for a president, I hope they can straighten up this mess.
Yeah, there you go. I mean, I, like I said, I just started kind of following politics recently, but I'm kind of with you. Whoever, just fix it. That's all I can say. Fix it because we're broken. You know, we got 20-year-old kids that are trying to kill our president. And, you got to think about it. This child was, for the last 10 years of his life, which is half of his life for 10 years, all he's ever heard is that Trump's the Hitler, Trump's going to ruin America and everything. So could he honestly have thought maybe he was doing everybody a favor by doing this to Trump? You know,
Well, back on Trump, J.D. Vance, the cognitive dissident says it was J.D. Vance that's the vice president nominee, I guess. And she said he was, or they said he was a very harsh never Trumper and has seen the light.
I remember that. Yeah. He was like going, "I'll never vote for Trump. I hate the guy." Blah 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 blah. And now I guess this year is like, well, he did such a good job.
Only God can.
That's why they call it politics, right?
It said now she said they say only God can clean up the mess and evil down here.
Um, that might be a complete absolute truth. It's, I'm there's so much crazy shit going on right now. I don't even know where to start, and I'm kind of like Chris and I were talking about my surgery yesterday, and I said I want to do a DNR. If something happens, and just DNR, forget it. And because I don't know, it's a lot to handle what's going on right now, but on the brighter side of it, I am seriously so excited about starting my new life. Christine is already anointing it. My new birth date will be Wednesday. That's the day I'm supposed to have my surgery done. And so I'm reading and talking at the same time, which my brain doesn't work
And
that
there are
fast.
not any new messages.
You're not because you're listening to me. Yeah, so I got a weird call or weird text this morning. Get this. This is gonna kind of be a little weird, but my surgeon calls me and goes, says, "Do you mind donating your testicles to science?" Um, what do you say to that? I was gonna make earrings out of them, so it was just like, sure, I guess. I go, but be careful; those things are powerful. They make you do shit you don't want to do.
I'm a GNR and it gave me peace of mind. Just saying. Cognitive dissonance.
She was a DNR.
Yes, I'm a DNR
Oh,
and it gave me peace of mind. Just saying.
when it's my time, I'm ready to go. I mean, I really am. I've been here for 60 years. I don't want to leave right now, but if my time's up and that's what, God wants for me, then I'm ready. Then fine. Let's go. Let's go see what's on the other side.
You're
Because
trying to scare me.
Chris just thinks I'm trying to scare. I don't think I'm going to die, Chris. I'm just saying if my
Yeah,
time comes, then by all means, that's fine with me.
but have a good attitude.
Oh, I do. I mean, I don't think, I mean, I need to be tortured a lot more for me to leave now.
This looks so green.
I like it. I like the ambiance. It
Green
feels.
on
It just feels. The color makes it feel a little more warm. Maybe I look a little green. I don't care. It's a little. What's that say there, Chris? From Annie. Annie. Her name's Annie, by the way.
Oh, so we have a sheet.
Hmm.
It says, "Oh my God, ow, me too." But without the DNR order, they're required to drag us back here.
Hmm. And I've watched a lot of those shows where they have the near death experiencers, whatever, and from what they say, it's when it's your time, you're gonna go, and it's glorious. So I'm not afraid. I'm not afraid to go. I mean, I think I got a lot more living to do, but I'm not afraid. If it happens, it happens. I'm more afraid for Chris than I am for anything else. So
Um, I'm okay with that. I think it's going to be fun.
yeah, I think it's going to be fine too. I mean, yeah, it's a serious surgery, but it's not like a heart transplant. It's just that transplant.
Yeah. And everybody and their brother knows that.
But I've only been like I had double hernia surgeries once, and then before that, when I was a 10-year-old kid, I got my ear bitten off by a dog. So I spent a month in the hospital for that with skin grafts and all that shit. Other than that, I've never even been to the hospital, rarely even to the doctor.
Um,
What does that
that's what
say?
Debbie, she said, yeah, me too. She said, yes, me too. If I'm going to die, just let me go. It's my time.
Hmm.
And another one from K9 Nick said, many of us do not mature mentally until our mid 20s, as there are teenagers going in for mastectomies. Young
It's
men, do you think,
ridiculous.
oh, young men, do you think sex changes should we have an age limit?
Well, if I had my choice, nobody would be able to do anything until they were 25, because I think that's when you start making semi rational decisions. Definitely not before 18. And if the parents are pushing for their children to get sex change that young, there's something wrong with the parents.
Debbie Fields says, I'm very ill, battling lung cancer.
I'm so
I'm
sorry.
not afraid of dying. Mine is the unknown.
Well, I would suggest there's a podcast you should watch. It's called oh, I just had it in my head. I'll tell you what. Mm.
The one that we were talking about earlier.
Yep, no, this is one where the soul, something soul, second soul, soldier.
Cognitive dissonance says,
Mm.
when I'm done.
I'll remember it, then I'll tell you. This it's a really good website or a podcast you should watch. And I'm so sorry that you have that cancer. Is there any chance that you could take treatment and have it be fixed?
Um, let's see, Kathy from Cognitive Dissonance is going to sleep now. When I'm done here, woohoo! I'm out. See you on the other side.
Her name's Annie.
Hallelujah.
Annie. Her name's Annie from
Okay.
Disconnect. Oh, when I'm done here, woohoo! I'm off. Just yeah, me too. I kind of feel that way. Second, oh, I just had it again. I lost it. Second something podcast. Mm, darn it! It's a really good podcast, and it talks a lot about spirituality and where people are channeling people, and they also talk a lot about they have people near death experiencers, and just really cool spiritual feel good stuff that I would really recommend that channel. The guy's a nice guy who does the podcast. Yeah, it's really good. I'll look it up right now. Tell you. Read. Go ahead, read, Chris.
I have nothing except,
Hmm.
no, I really don't. There's nothing. Thanks, CB. And I made 3 hearts to tell Annie goodnight. And she said, cognitive disconnect sounds like me someday.
She's really cool. Cognitive disconnect. She's really. Her name is Annie. Annie is really cool. I really enjoy talking to her. She's funny too. She really is. She's really cool. I'm just trying to find this podcast here so I can recommend it. It's let me see here. Where is it? There it is. Next level podcast. That's what next. Excuse me. Next level soul podcast. Check it out. I think that you'll really enjoy it. It's really cool. It's very calming. And I hope Kathy heard that before she left.
Yeah, she did. I refuse to take treatments. I'm not a conspiracy.
Oh,
That was
okay.
Kathy Fields. Never mind.
You going the
That's a new one.
you doing herbal, just your herbal medicines and stuff like that because mind over matter sometimes conquers everything.
She's a
No,
realist.
she's a realist.
So, Brooke, do you have good support set up for after surgery? There will be a lot of adjustments.
Yes, I have Christine, of course, to take care of me. My oldest daughter, she has volunteered, if we need anything, and another friend who lives, Sasha, the one that's supposed to come on, the magician lady, her and her mother have offered to help as well if we need anything. I'm really kind of sad because I kind of thought that my family would put our differences aside at this and at least wish good luck or something. And it kind of really broke my heart that they're not even reaching out at all, you know. And it's kind of, I'm disappointed in them, it just, it's very frustrating when your family's that being like that. I don't understand it.
Cognitive dissonance. Annie says, I'm thinking of counseling type support. And she asked if we had any support.
Oh, yeah. I talk to a counselor every week. Every Wednesday, I talk to a counselor. And yeah, I know what you mean because this is going to be a big change. I mean, it's, I've been talking to Christine about it, and it's so, I can't even really put it in words what it's like. a dream that happened 54 years ago. I'm now going to wake up to, and it's very odd because I've been trying to picture my life on the other side of the surgery, and I'm drawing blanks, and I don't know why I'm drawing blanks. I don't know why it's like that. I should, like everything else, when I think about what it's like to do something new, whatever, you always have an idea or whatever. But for some reason, my brain will not allow me to think past Wednesday, and it's really tripping me out. I mean, I'm beyond excited to become finally the person that I feel that I should have been my whole life.
And he says you will still be yourself.
Yes, I mean I'll still be me,
That's true.
but the body, it's the first stage of four stages to conform my outside to my inside, in my opinion. I mean, I also believe that people could just stay the way that they are and just express themselves as they are. However, for me, I have an opportunity to do some improvements, and I'm going to take them because I don't have a lot of time left, and whatever it is, I really want to enjoy my time. I really need to make good memories because I don't have any from my life before. My life was really horrible. And I want to have some really good, loving, caring, cool memories. And look at the people that I'm meeting, like you guys. I never would have met you otherwise.
One step at a time, and he says.
Exactly. I mean, I get to wake up Wednesday, and the surgery's early, so I think by 12 o'clock in the afternoon I should be finished. And then I get to wake up and start the new journey. Even though I'm going to be the same person, it just feels, I don't. It's hard to explain. It make me feel whole again, even though they're taking something away. It'll still make me feel whole.
Why did Kathy say evil? What is evil?
I don't know. Kathy, why'd you say evil?
Oh, what?
Did you not know that I was trans, Kathy? You had to, right?
No, what are
Okay.
the four stages you go through?
It's more like four procedures. There's the mental part of it, of course, that's one. But I've been going through the mental part of it for quite a few years with the counselor and talking to him every week. I need to.
Kathy says God has you.
Thank you. I appreciate that. I need it. Um, the first one,
Why did Kathy say evil? And then she said after, right now, love of money, not you.
I don't know. I don't know. So, stage one was my mental preparedness, which I'm doing now, and getting through the informative state where I'm telling everybody, which I have already done. And the stage, the next stage is the surgical stages, and they're going to do the bottom surgery first, the middle surgery second, and the face last. So it's going to be about a 2-year process for everything to come to the way that I want it to. And this is the most significant one here. I could live without the other ones, but this one here is the most confirming, I guess.
And he says it's the medical system that's evil.
Yes, they are. This is I'm going to it's a teaching school, a teaching hospital. It's
Kathy says, of
How
course,
many people are in here? Four?
four.
Okay. It's
Kathy says, of course, I know you're trans. Well, I'm a smart person.
okay. I thought so.
I'm a
I,
smart
I
person
I
by
thought
far.
you were calling me evil because you just figured something out. I know. I was like, that doesn't sound like. We were confused. I've been called evil so many times because I'm transgender, but I didn't think so. Not hearing you talking to you about stuff, but so anyway, I apologize. I misread it. There's only four. I'm going to the UCSF Medical Center, so it's a really good hospital, but it is a teaching hospital. So therefore, probably why they wanted me to donate my testicles to science.
Then he says, wishing you all the best with this book.
Thank you, Annie.
Kathy Fields says, I'm a gay one.
That's great. So, Kathy, can I ask you, as a gay woman, Um, how old are you, Kathy? If you don't mind me asking, I'm 60. Are you older than me or younger than me? Where's Annie going?
She just said wishing you all the best previously.
Thank you, Annie. I appreciate it. I'll keep you guys informed. This is I might do one more live before uh, I go in Monday, maybe. I don't know. It's going to be kind of hectic. I kind of really wanted to spend some time on the boat because it's so relaxing and therapeutic to me. I just wanted to take it out and just float around until the dark, late in the
Don't
night.
heck donate them. You won't need them. I'm 63.
Okay, so you're 63. What do you think about? I've heard. I didn't go to the Pride Parade in San Francisco. However, I seen on the news and I heard other people talking that there was a group of men, gay men, I guess, that were walking around without their pants on, and then they actually even during the I don't know about they peed on one another in the middle of the street during this parade, and people were complaining and telling the cops, can't you do anything? We have kids, blah blah blah, and I know what it's called, and I was curious if you had heard about this, and because I think that's just so absurd. Why would they allow this to happen? Am I just being a prude and I shouldn't really even think that way, or I don't know. It just doesn't seem okay to me.
And he says those parades are so perverse, especially with children there.
Yeah, I thought that was for one to walk around without no pants on. I don't get that at all. Why do you need to do that to represent the LBGT community? I don't want to be represented like that. And as a gay woman, I was curious if I'm just am I reading into this wrong or just being a dipshit and I shouldn't care so much or I would really like your opinion.
Kathy says I think it's repulsive and it gives trans like you a bad name.
It does exactly. There's This is why I started this show. And normally I go on my phone for some reason. It opens it to a wider audience because at the end of it, sometimes we've had 41,000 people. This one here, it's just stayed the kind of you four, so there, it's not being put out there, which is fine tonight. I don't care. A lot of times I want to reach as many people as I can to try to get the word out there that, you know, we're just normal because of, I'll bring this back to where I wanted to go. The people at the parade that were representing me makes people not like us. And believe me, the news, they don't put all the nice stuff that happened during the parade. They only put the part like that on. So people think when they think of me or they see me in public, knowing okay, I'm trans, whatever, they automatically put those two together and they treat me bad or they don't like me instantly. And this is not right. I hate it. So okay, I'm sorry.
Danny wants to know anything. Brooke, do you remember Billie Jean King from when we were kids?
Yes, I do. The tennis player, yeah, of course.
Yeah, she was gay too.
Yeah.
She didn't go to Pride Parade. There wasn't one here.
Who?
Billie Jean King.
Why did she ask if I knew her?
I don't know. She said, "Do you remember?"
Oh yeah, Billie Jean King was awesome. She was a hell of a tennis player. Remember, they wanted her to play the guy with the bad attitude. Oh, what's his name? I can't. I'm not a huge tennis fan, but oh yeah, I remember Billie Jean King. That was back when Bruce Jenner was still Bruce Jenner. Poor Caitlyn who rolled in.
Our cat was having a fit today. He kept wanting to go outside, but not all the way outside, just in the other room. And he kept sitting by the door, looking at it, staring at it.
Why are you telling me this now?
I'm not telling him.
Oh.
And I kept wondering why he was staring at the wall. So finally, I went out there.
Oh, I might have to tell him because this is only coming through the mic, and you kind of got to be close to it.
And it was a dead rabbit. And who didn't do it?
Why do you want to tell that story? Christine wants me to tell you how our cat was at the back door acting really weird, so she went out there and was like, "Oh, what's wrong with you?" And he had a trophy that he killed a rabbit and he brought it home. So that's shows you how big our cat is. We live in the country, so the cat gets it's the best thing in the world for the cat. Can you read that, sweetheart?
Yeah, Kathy said, I never hang out. All my friends are straight. You and I are unique. Just saying.
Are they really? How do you meet people?
Well,
I guess you probably have a longtime partner.
and he wants to know whatever happened to Billie Jean King.
I don't know. I mean, I didn't hear that she passed away or anything. She's got to be now. Shit, she's got to be in her 80s. You think?
Around my small town, the gay people do not represent me. That's rare.
That's yeah. Um, hey, Annie, is gaydar real? Is gaydar real? Is it really? Can people tell when somebody's gay? Can Annie? Can you tell when somebody's gay? Is it just like something obvious or whatever? Because I mean, I'm new to being gay. I wasn't gay before, but I'm a girl now and a lesbian, so I'm gay now. I don't know. So I have a lot to learn. I'm 60 years old and I feel like I don't know anything. I don't even know how to keep a Yahoo. Christine's going to teach
Yeah,
me what to
Diane
do.
says no. You can't tell that they're gay, really.
Okay,
No, only the really flavor people.
gotcha. So the ones that everybody could tell.
And Annie wants to know also, did you figure out what was freaking out the cows in the field?
No, I never did. And it happens occasionally. It's most likely it was probably. Oh, in case you didn't hear Chris, Chris was reading a question what was freaking out the cows because I did a couple videos with the cows and they were so bizarre because uh, the cows act a certain way all the time. So when they act differently, it's really obvious. And the way that they were hovering over in the corner, and it wasn't just them. And I looked across the ranch to the other side, and a different group that were completely on a different part of the ranch were doing the same thing. And later on that day, I found out that the owner of the ranch, he had said that the group of cows up the road were doing the same thing. So all these cows were doing the same thing at the same time, but yet they were separated some by 2 miles. And I don't know why. I don't know if it was an earthquake or um, something in the weather. Nothing happened. I didn't feel an earthquake or anything. Uh, so I don't know. I don't know what happened. I don't know what's going
She
on.
said UFOs. LOL.
Could be. I mean, I'm a believer in the UFO thing. I believe that UFOs are real. I think that they're here. I've had a theory all along that they were in the bottom of the ocean, and um, there's just too much going on that we can't explain.
She said that was weird. They were all holding back. Sasquatch or coyotes?
No, because actually, I have, excuse me, my throat. Part of my job is to bring the cows in at night before they gets dark. And one time I was going over the hill and there was a coyote looking at a cow and they were just staring at each other. The coyotes are too small to hurt the full grown milk cows. However, if they were giving birth, the coyotes would attack the calf coming out. They've been known to do that, but they don't. Our cows don't give birth in the field. They're monitored during the birth cycle, so it's not coyotes. They're not afraid of coyotes.
And Kathy said, well, I'm old and sick, or I'd be your lesbian. Just joking. Have to watch it. Have to watch me. I love to joke sometimes. You gotta
I
laugh
love
out loud.
jokes. I love sense of humors. Without a sense of humor, I would have nothing. I mean, absolutely. And I poke fun at myself more than anybody else. That's Chris always tells me, at least you can laugh at yourself.
Kathy says I'm still a wiseacre at 58 too. And says that Annie says, yeehaw, rawhide.
Yeah, I was really surprised actually when I checked the stats of whatever who's watching, when I go on live and everything, and the majority is people 65 and over. So we're not even the oldest ones. I don't know where they're at. They don't ever say anything, but uh, so we're right there. I mean, it's our age group, which I really like because I mean I think a lot of people that are in my age group don't don't get what I'm doing. Hell, I don't know if I get what I'm doing, but I know it's right. My best friend, he called me again today and says, "Is everything still on schedule? Don't go around people without a mask because if you get COVID, they'll delay your surgery." So he's really, really, really being supportive, and to me, that's like, thank you. because I'm really, like I started to say earlier, it hurts my feelings that absolutely nobody except my oldest daughter and my family cares that I'm going in for surgery. I mean, that just blows me away. Our family was pretty close. It's just odd. You do they really? They're so against this that they're not even willing to like make sure that I go through it okay. It's I don't understand that
They don't want
thinking.
to know anything about you.
No, they don't. But that's just odd to me. You think that they would want to know something.
It's
Okay, what
not
do you
what
got,
they're
Chris? I don't want to. I don't want to take all the time away. I want to listen to other people too and what they
yeah,
have to say.
exactly what they're doing.
Okay, so what do you got?
I've got something I just saw.
Mm-hmm.
My husband, being unhappy with my mood swings, bought me a mood ring the other day, so he'd be able to monitor my moods. We've discovered that when I'm in a good mood, it turns green. When I'm in a bad mood, it leaves a big red mark on his fucking forehead. Maybe next time he'll buy me a diamond.
I don't know if you guys heard that or not, but that was freaking cute. Who said that?
It's on the.
No, who wrote it?
I don't know. It's just a post. It's not on your YouTube.
Oh, it's not. It's
No,
not.
because
Okay.
I'm looking at Facebook and I'm looking everywhere.
She's Chris was reading. I thought it was somebody in the chat who said it, reading something. I don't know if did you guys hear that or not. That because usually you can just hear her, but this microphone is different. That
Can they hear me at all?
somebody a husband bought a wife a mood ring so that he could monitor the moods. And it says they found out that when it was green, she was in a good mood, and when it was red, it left. She goes, when it was red, it left a big red mark on his forehead, and that next time he should buy her a diamond instead. I just thought that was hilarious for some reason.
Yeah. And next.
So, um, you want to read that Reddit? I was kind of flirting with the idea of doing Reddits. I found that quite interesting. I listened to a couple podcasts where they were doing Reddits, and then they would discuss them and see what they people thought.
Here, I can read something. Can they hear me
Can you guys hear Chris at all?
when I'm talking? You know? Anyone?
Can well, somebody's got to say it. You're going to read, Chris. You're the one. You're
Yeah.
supposed to be reading questions.
Okay, hold on a second. We got off on a tangent talking about something else. So, Brooke, do you have any donkeys? They help protect livestock.
No,
You
no
were
donkeys.
talking about the cows before.
I thought you were monitoring the thing. I thought everybody was just captivated by what I was saying.
So, do you have any donkeys? They'll help protect livestock. Plus, they're cute.
No donkeys. The neighbor had a zebra across the road. That was kind of cool. And she had all kind of weird stuff, llamas and emus and zebras. But donkeys, I heard that they are kind of they can be really good protectors.
Debbie said I'm still here, just being very quiet tonight.
Debbie, hope you don't feel left out because I mean you are like
Annie said.
always here all the time.
Annie said they
I
may be
appreciate
scared.
the what made me scared.
The cows.
Yeah, something spooked them. I mean, something does. Every once in a while, they'll even do stuff like and cows. The thing about cows that are kept in at night is they're kept in on concrete, and if it gets a lot of manure, it gets really slippery. And if a cow, I don't know if you know, but if a cow does the splits, by law, we have to put the cow down. And so when they walk on the cement, we always try to walk them extremely slow because we don't want them to get excited because then there's more chance that they'll slip. And I've seen it where they're running from one end of the freestall, this is what they're called, where they have their beds, to the other one for no reason, just back and forth, like stampeding almost. It's crazy. They sense shit that we just don't sense. And the whole thing about aliens, maybe it is, maybe an alien, maybe they see in another dimension we don't see. I know cats do. My cat stares at the wall like there's somebody there talking to it.
Um, Kathy, it says I live in the country.
Zonkies.
My ex lives with me on 22 years of driving each other bonkers. She's here helping me.
I'm sure that you guys couldn't live without each other. 22 years is a long time.
She says I've got to go, but I'll be back. Pray for everyone in this chat. Debbie, you too.
Thank you, Kathy. Yeah, please come back. Like I said, I'm definitely if I do one on Monday, that'll be the last one. But if I don't, if do anything between now and the surgery, I'll do one the day after the surgery, I guess. And because I would like to share just my how I feel, I guess. And yeah,
If, like Debbie says, I
but
don't feel left out.
okay,
I'm just
good.
very tired tonight.
I understand, Debbie. I was that way last night. I could not keep my eyes open. But thank you, Kathy. Have a good night, and we'll talk to you next time.
Kathy's, oh, that's sweet. Annie says, to Kathy, pray and a heart.
Yeah, yeah. Annie's cool. She's really cool. All these people that I've met here, I would consider them my friends. Any one of you people, I would definitely sit down and have a meal with, or invite them to my home. I mean, of course, absolutely. I mean, I think
Yeah,
you
all
guys.
four of us.
I think, well, look at you. You can have 100 friends, but guarantee there's only going to be a couple of them that you consider good, close friends that you could trust. And these people, I don't know them that well, and I've never seen their faces, but I can trust them just by the compassion that they show.
Well,
You
Kathy's
know?
got to go now.
Okay, Kathy, have a wonderful night.
She said, pray for everyone in this chat.
Absolutely, we need
Thank
it.
you.
Everybody needs
It's a close
prayer.
chat, close knit chat.
It is, and you notice tonight, Christine. There's only 4 people. There's
I know,
other.
I'm surprised they hung on because we're not doing a lot.
Well, these are people that we're talking to intimately. I mean, it's
Yeah.
when there's a bunch of trolls and stuff. I'm not reaching new people as far as trying to, because like I've said before, there's been people that have wrote me letters after the lives, and I think you, Debbie, and Annie, and everybody else that are a regular part of this are so important. You know, mediating and stuff like that to where we can talk about the things. But the letters are so freaking touching, just amazingly touching. That one letter about the person who knew the trans lady in the store that she would talk to and then invited her to her house to have a family barbecue because of one of my shorts. And now that they're friends, and the lady went over there, said she had not had an invitation to a family function in 30 years until that. And that just brought me to tears. I mean, and that lady was calling just to say thank you you know, for speaking out on the subject. And now they have the whole family. It's just a really, it's like a wow moment. And the other one where that the father had her daughter bring home a transgender girl who wanted to be a boy, trans boy, but they were really young, like 10, 12 years old. So, and the dad was like, I tried, to do everything right. And I says, I'm trying to be good and everything. But then the little boy had a bunch of demands, and the dad's just like, I don't think so. You need to go. And so he said at that point, he really had a like a bad taste in his mouth about anything trans at all, just couldn't stand it. And he watched one of our lives, and at the end of the live, he sent me this message, and he said all that in the message. That at the end, he said, thank you for calming me down, bringing me back down to earth. Now I can go back to where I was before I had the hate on for you people. He says, you're very nice, ma'am. And to me, that was just like, wow. And there's other ones too, but because out of all those people, you change one life, or you change one attitude. And one of my favorites also was a young boy who said, he was like 20, 22, something like that. He said, I have always treated trans people badly, poorly, and I never even thought about how it must be to feel from their point of view. And he said, after I watched you live, he goes, I feel horrible for what I did, and I will never again treat a trans person like that after listening to your show.
Annie says, I'll send you my silly face, but please keep it private.
Oh, I would never do that, Annie. Of course. Of
And I was only
course.
trying to do that because only four.
No, she sent it to my email.
Oh,
Oh, I would never show anybody
she
that.
said my family mostly excludes me.
Do they?
My
Because
family mostly excludes me for the past 12 plus years, too.
just because you're gay?
It's okay. Can't control the other side of relationships.
What is wrong with people? I mean,
They don't want to see you like that.
like what? Happy?
Yeah.
I was miserable as a guy. I mean,
They're
so
afraid it's
miserable.
going to change your whole personality and everything.
It's gonna change part of my personality
Yeah.
to something better. I mean, I was such a hermit. I was just, you talk clinically depressed. I wrote the textbook on just being depressed 24/7. I hated myself. And it took me the longest time to even know why. And then when I found out, it was like a veil lifted. And I went, oh, you can have this kind of life? And here it is. And I'm loving it.
Yeah.
What was that say? Annie said something. My family. Oh, you already read that, huh?
Yeah.
I'm not gay. She says, I'm not gay. Kathy is. No, Annie, you have a husband, right? Or a boyfriend?
I thought it was Kathy. Kathy has one answer.
Her family hates her faith.
I'm not Kat. Annie says I'm not gay. Kathy is.
What is what? Yeah, I just read that too. What does it say? What was the next one from
My,
her?
it's from Annie still. My family hates my faith and my fetishes. Feistiness. Sorry,
And
that's
Trump.
fetishes. And my feistiness.
Feisty. She said
I
fetishes.
said fetishes. And family hates my
Hubby. Okay, yeah, you're married. All right.
and Trump.
I'm okay. I'm really now. I'm really yeah.
And he calls her hubby.
It's like my I don't know my brothers. I've only told
She's not there.
one personally about this, but the other one's a huge Trumper. I mean, but he has an AK-47 at his sliding glass door, waiting for the revelation to hit or something. So he's kind of screwy in the head. I didn't tell him. I'm sure he knows, but I didn't tell him. But yeah. I don't know why your family would hate that because to me that shows a personality that I think it shows spunk. I mean, I think that they're fun. You sound like you're fun to be around. I bet you can joke around and goof off in public and just have a ball doing nothing. Just I know. I think I know your personality type. It's very similar to mine. What does that say from Annie?
I don't.
I'm
No, she says, well,
disabled
we already know this. She says, I'm disabled, and since then, they act like I'm stupid
and
and
worthless.
worthless. So, no, my,
No, you're not. I mean, that's funny because I have a really close friend named Heather, and she was in a car accident, and she was paralyzed from the waist down. And I love Heather. I mean, we dated for a while, years ago and everything, and she accepted me so wholeheartedly who I am now. But what I'm saying is, she also felt because since she became paralyzed, like people think that it's her brain that got damaged. They treat her differently, and she's extremely intelligent. Eh, I don't get that. It's like people think I'm deaf because I'm trans. Like I can't hear what they're saying. So I'm sure you're not. I mean, I know you're not. Your brain works just fine. You're
yeah,
you're quite intelligent.
she said we're allowed to like to.
Good. Yeah, I love to have fun. I mean, I'm a goofy one. I'll be in public just being goofy.
You're pretty reserved in public, maybe shy and quiet.
Um,
Maybe nobody.
it depends on who I'm with too. I was a rehab. You were a rehab therapist? How was that? I mean, I did, confessions. I did gosh, this was now 15 years ago or something. During my second marriage, I started to drink really heavily, and I did a 30-day stay at Shea, something farm, or I don't know, so a 30-day. I called it drunk camp, but it was a rehab center, and some of the counselors were cool, but the other ones were kind of, I don't know. I didn't trust them. But that's what an interesting. Don't you find yourself when you get because you're hearing people's problems all day long and you're watching them? Is it rewarding to you, or is it challenging, or was it just like a burnout on people?
So we have therapist. She said, yep, that's why I worry about you.
What?
I'm sorry, it's my training. She says,
Oh no no no. What makes you worry? I'm serious. I was seriously asking the question. What makes you worry? What is it about me that worries you?
I did psychiatric care and physical rehab. Giving that up was the hardest for me.
The helping people.
Physical rehab and psychiatric care.
Do you worry about my mental ability to handle the changes that are coming, or
Or Or who's the therapist that you're talking with, and are the good
Who is that? You saying that or her?
me?
Oh, you know who I talked to.
Yeah.
I think the young man that I talked to, the therapist that I use is, he might be a little bit young for me because he hasn't had the life experiences that I obviously have, but he's a nice person. He's a good listener. He doesn't give a lot of advice, but when he does it, it means something. Um, I've been talking to him for 2 years, so I mean, I feel that we know each other. It'd be kind of weird starting all over with a new one, I guess. It took a while to get comfortable enough to tell him things that I say. But I'm just curious to see what Annie, where she said she's worried about me.
Yeah. Trying to get one.
And she's a therapist, so she's taught to read people, and you know,
A rehab therapist.
if they're still a therapist,
Yeah, of course.
therapist is a
Absolutely.
therapist. I mean, as far as like when I went to 30-day alcohol, it was a whole rehab center, or whatever. Um, what is that called? I can't remember the name. But
One called.
I haven't drank in 10 years, Chris.
Yeah.
10 years. I stopped. I didn't. It was controlling my life in a bad way. So
And he says,
I
I
quit.
think your maturity and stage of life is very, very different than the 30,000 transitioners we see now.
In what way? How is it different? Because I'm older. Um, I'm doing bottom surgery. A new person came in.
Yeah, I saw that.
How do you pronounce that name?
Shauna.
Ishana's been here before. I remember that name.
What surgery are you going to do?
I'm doing bottom surgery, Ishana, on Wednesday. And it's not like something that you can just do, like you say, okay, I'm going to do it, and then you get scheduled for next month or next week, because this has been about 18 months in the process of happening, so it's finally here. And the other one, like the face feminization surgery for the face, it's not until November 2025. So it's a long process. I guess they want to give you a lot of time to think about it in case you have a second thoughts or whatever, and then time to talk with your therapist about it. You know, uh, what did Annie say there?
What's her? No, Annie?
Oh,
Wait.
oh, no, nobody else
Okay.
said anything. Okay, um, so I'm ready for the surgery. I don't know why it's so, because I already feel like I am who I am, but sometimes I feel like I'm a fraud.
Annie says you're in a much different place than a teenager.
Oh yeah.
So that's very important. You know yourself so well and are settled in your identity, whereas
Hmm.
teens are very fickle.
Yeah, teens, that you don't know. I mean, until you've gone through puberty, how do you know? Until you've gone through some shit in life, you really should not be making those decisions. People think that it's going to make you uglier if you wait to transition till you're in your 20s or something. It's like, gosh, you're still children. You know, you're not going to look like me. I waited till I was 60. Okay. The only thing that I can see that is going to make a huge difference is be the voice. The voice box with testosterone will thicken. It will sound like mine, and that's kind of sucky. But I guess we'll all sound like Demi Moore.
Annie says exactly.
What?
Annie says exactly.
Hmm.
And Shauna says, does it cost you a lot to have surgery there?
Yes. It's
Okay, and
the
then next.
surgeries are very expensive. I would say altogether you're probably talking about $150,000 for everything, somewhere around that range. I'm not sure, but I mean I have insurance, and they're it's but they are expensive.
It's the sleepy night connect for everyone.
Yeah, I'm not. I mean, I'm glad there's not a lot of people in here that I'm having to deal with and try to keep explaining, because everybody in here knows who I am and they know what I stand for. So I don't have to keep reiterating about the whole I don't think women belong, because that's kind of the catch thing, and people they like to hear it, and that makes them at least stop and listen to me. And that's all I'm trying to do, so that they can see that there are And part of this was because, and I can't remember who it was. I remember when I first started to transition, I looked online and I wanted to know if there was anybody else in my age group that was going through this, and if so, what would they experience in it. And I ran across this one lady who had transitioned, and you could have read her story and it would have been mine. It was like boom, 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 line for line, even with the telling the kids and the wife and blah 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 blah. And so I knew that there was normal people out there, but we were being represented so poorly in on the media and stuff. Like we're all crazy. People hate me because of what they see on the media. And it's like, dude, I don't even know you. Why do you hate me? What do you got, Chrissy?
I'm reading Reddit right now.
No, you're supposed to be reading.
Yes, but you were talking and I read you. I mean, I didn't want to get.
You read Annie's?
There's not any more.
Yes, there is.
Oh, okay. There's one more. I did cardiac rehab, ICU, cancer care, post-surgical rehab, etc. Besides my psych care.
Mm.
Any major surgery takes a lot of care for recovery. Eat lots of extra protein, which they never told my patients.
Really? Protein, huh? That's would it work in like the liquid proteins, the protein shakes? Would those be good?
When did you start your HRT? Ishana says.
2.5 years ago, Ishana, something like that. And it's been a kind of, the hormones are now kind of settling down in my system. And after the surgery, I'll have no testosterone, so I can stop taking the blockers. And then things. Took a while for my emotions to get in check. I mean, I was the kind of person before I wouldn't cry about anything, nothing. I mean, I didn't cry. Period. Did not cry. I mean, I could lose loved ones. I lost my grandparents, and it took me right till they started putting my grandma in the ground before I even broke a tear. But and so when I started taking hormones, started getting in touch with my females. Oh my God, I would cry at commercials, and just cry for no reason, and it felt good,
Well, she
actually.
said, eat lots of extra protein, which they never told my patients, and then said double your protein grams.
I don't know what my proteins normally are.
Your daily requirement of protein intake, we can find out online.
I know, but I mean, we don't. I don't count anything, that stuff. But yeah, that's great. Why do you suppose that is? Because your body's trying to regenerate the damage that was done. But but that's good advice, and I will. I'll buy protein drinks. Excuse me. As far as
Are you post-op or pre-op?
I am pre-op. Wednesday will be my first surgery. I haven't had any surgeries. As far as the HTR, that person was asking, Shana, are you thinking about going on hormone, Shauna, or do you know Shauna? I want to call you Shauna because I have. Never mind. I'm not supposed to say. Uh, are you trans, or do you know somebody who's trans who's thinking about going on HTR? Because I mean, I got some things to say about being trans that I didn't know, that I think people should know before they make the decision on going trans, because it is definitely not an easy road. Emotionally,
What?
spiritually, it's hard.
And you said yes, the protein's for healing.
Cool. I will do that. Thank you for that advice. I know that hydration is important and stuff, and I generally heal pretty fast. Um, uh, I'm pretty. I guess I'm pretty strong. Christy. I mean, I fell off of a barn roof about 6 months ago, Chris.
Maybe, yeah.
So, like I was fixing the roof because I do construction here, and the roof is about 10 feet in the air, and I was leaning over with my butt kind of on the up slant of the roof, and my head down, and the what I was leaning on, the board that was holding up gave way and dropped out like trap door from under me, and I did a complete flip and landed flat on my back on the concrete, and I laid there for about 10 minutes, and the cow shit going. Am I alive? Am I here? But I didn't even get hurt. You know, luckily me, but I got a bruise. Other than that, just I don't know. I guess I'm pretty healthy.
Shauna says I'm pre-op, been on estrogen for 15 years.
Oh wow. Pre Wait a minute. You're pre-op, but you've been on estrogen for 15 years? Can I ask you a personal question? You don't have to answer if you don't want. At what point did your breast development stop?
Because she's been on estrogen.
Yeah, I know. Well,
Do we know which to which she's.
well, if she's trans and she's on estrogen, she's trans female. I think. I'm assuming. I could be wrong. Yeah, unless she's yeah, she's pre-op, 15 years. So she. Why are we debating this like she isn't here? So you are trans female, correct, Ishana? Ishana. Am I saying that right? Um, your name is pretty, Ishana. Oh, somebody else is saying that. I thought you were gonna say my name was pretty.
Everything about you's pretty, don't worry.
I I don't mind tell people because it's so easy to find out what my name is. But my name, my I'm not going to tell you my original name, but the name that was picked for me for the name that I use now, Christine named me Brooke, and then I asked my daughters if I could use their middle names as my middle and last name that I'm changing to, and it just so happens so now my name is going to be Brooke Lee Rose, and yeah, that's going to be my legal name. I don't care what Christine said.
Trains and trucks are here now.
Trains and Trucks finally showed up. How you doing, Trains and Trucks? It's a small group tonight. It's very intimate, and we're just talking about stuff. You know.
As Shonda says, my breast size
Hmm.
is just a handful size. It grows naturally from hormones.
Yeah, mine. Actually, I guess mine is bigger than the average, the growth. But the women in my biological women in my family are very large breasted. So I think that had something to do with it. Yeah, welcome in, Trains and Trucks. Perfect timing. I was talking about boobs.
See, Annie says, I love Brooke. It suits you perfectly.
Thank you. I had a different name in mind, but when Christine said Brooke, yeah, it just seemed like okay, that's fine. And it just helped my daughters had beautiful middle names, so Lee and Rose, so it's Brookley Rose or Prickly Rose.
And he says, well, mine are small too. And it's all good.
Yeah,
Honk, honk, she says.
I'm confessing that this is probably the one surgery that I could live without, but it's an option, so I'm taking it. I am gonna have breast augmentation done, but I'm not gonna go huge. No, I'm just gonna because as Ishana probably knows, men's chest. Sorry about this, Trains and Trucks.
I know.
But our chests are spread and our nipples point in different directions than females. So we have breast growth, but they don't look female. They just look like big fat old man tits. And I want that fixed. That's all.
Trains and trucks says, I'm
Train.
doing pretty good. Very interesting topics when I walk in.
I know it's like walking into a girl's locker room and hearing how the girls talk about all their personal shit. You're just like, okay. But we're open for any discussion that you would like, Transit Trucks. We're just going wherever the
And
conversation
if you want
takes
to
us.
go in detail your breast size, that would fit in the conversation.
I don't know. I I I think I'm just like a double A. I don't think I'm very big. Chris thinks I'm a B. Is that what you said? Do you think it's a B?
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, all I know is I can't find a
Whip
bra
up
to
your
fit
shirt.
around my big.
Show.
I'm not gonna lift up my shirt. Might have a big back, my big guy back, so it makes it weird to find a bra. Yeah, I just see now before when I was younger, and I had my identity crisis. I think started like when I was 6 and ended when I was 56. But I mean, I used to go to the gym all the time, and I regret that now because now I got these muscles that I don't know what to do with.
I'll put you to work.
Who will?
Oh. Don't know what to do with your muscles.
That's why God created bras. That's why God created push-up bras with padding because they make your boobs look bigger. But they do.
I guess so.
I mean, I like boobs. I like boobs my whole life. That was my favorite part of a woman was boobs.
And he says tank tops with built-in liners are nice.
I don't have. See, I don't generally wear sleeveless shirts because my arms are big, and I just think it's off off-putting. It doesn't look right. I mean, I got big arms. Let me show you.
So manly of you.
That's so manly of me, Chris just said. So I try to hide my arms a lot. So I generally don't wear tank tops, except for at work. And I don't give a shit. It is what it is.
We'll be okay. It's going to be a good thing. Or you could layer them. She said they're nice for layering.
What is?
Tank tops with built-in cloth.
Oh. I mean,
I love those.
yeah, I don't wear them in public. I wear them around when I'm just here at the ranch and stuff. Like today, I was wearing because I don't want to get a Farmer John tan. Muscles,
Muscles.
muscles. I used to go to the gym all the time. I used to work out all the time when I was trying to build those muscles. And I'm not sorry that I did now because they've served me well, but they've gone down a lot. The estrogen causes you to lose muscle and moves fat around. So I've lost a lot of the muscle, but not enough. I would prefer smaller arms, but can't be perfect, right? So you go with what you got. And that's what I'm doing. It's just people already judge me and I'm not comfortable. I'm not confident enough in myself to give them any more ammunition in public. Even though my whole approach to the public, going out in public, because when I first did, the first time I went uh, in public, I have a friend who is a prostitute, and she was a good friend of mine, and I asked her if she would go on a date with me, and that's what I did. I paid her actually, and I didn't have to pay her. She would have went for nothing, but and I do not judge her because of what she does. I know what her life is like. I don't feel comfortable sharing her whole life or her name, but she was a good friend of mine. But she was the one I trusted most to go, and she took me to the casino the first time I went in public as a woman, and I was scared shitless.
She did.
Yeah, I told you that. I called you from there. I was scared shitless. So from then till now, I've got a lot of confidence, but I still don't have enough confidence to go like without a sleeve shirt, because I got tattoos and it's very confusing.
It's 2 tattoos. They can remove them. What? Don't you want them removed?
Okay, oh, Debbie's going to bed.
Good night, Debbie.
I'm sorry to hear that, Debbie. Is it? I know what you're going through right now, Debbie. I know because of what you've told me why you're not in the best of minds tonight, and I'm sorry. I wish I could help you. I wish you were close by and we could sit down and have some tea together and just. Do you have anybody you could talk to, Debbie?
President Trump says good night to Debbie.
Oh, anyway, good night, Debbie. Thank you for coming in. I appreciate it. We'll see you next time. And I'm going to give you those phone numbers. I'll send them via your email, and then yeah, by all means, you can call me or Chris anytime, anytime. I appreciate it, and thank you for your prayers. And we'll talk to you later. Be good to yourself. Be good to yourself. You really deserve it. I worry for her. She's going through a lot.
Okay.
So trains and trucks, tell me something. Tell me what's going on with you. We don't have to talk about boobs. We were just enjoying an intimate little podcast this time. There's not a bunch of um,
Well,
people flowing in and out.
Cowboy of Science says, when speaking of Biden and Trump, says he's right. Biden is very old and he forgets things.
Cowboy of Science, where'd he come from?
On the Reddit app.
Chris, you got to tell me what you're doing. I think you're reading the people's what the people are saying, and you're reading Reddit.
So, no, I was reading what people are saying.
Oh,
But people haven't been saying much so quickly. So I switched over to this article, and they say Biden's very old and he forgets things. But on the other hand, Trump is stupid, corrupt, a pathological liar.
Oh, come
He's been
on.
compromised by hostile foreign powers. He's an adulterer, a rapist, a child rapist, and a convicted felon 34 times over.
And
and he's also very old and forgets.
see, I don't like reading those things because I think that it's too biased. I mean, look at Biden. Biden's creepy. You see the way he touches little kids and the way he smells their hair? That's just creepy stuff. What does Annie say? Oh, good night, Debbie. She's saying good night to Debbie. Could you read Annie's?
Yeah, I have to get to it. Okay. Okay. She says,
Mm-hmm.
page.
Debbie's gone. She checked out.
And he says, "Good night, Debbie. I don't bear much skin now as I'm older. It's almost 3 a.m. here, so I have to go too. Hubby is snoring, so I gotta take my bingo arms and little boobs to bed." That's funny.
Oh, Annie, you're great. See, I told you she was a kick in the ass. I really like her a lot. You know, someday if I tell you if I ever make any money out of this, which I probably won't, but I'm gonna make something where everybody, all of us are gonna get together and have a good time. You know, absolutely. I think that would be just a kick in the ass. I think these people are awesome. You know, and this was so I didn't expect to meet people I would really like on this thing, but I'm so happy I have now. So yeah, I don't know how you sleep with somebody who snores though. I could never do that. This just
Tracy
drives me
Tucker's been
crazy.
watching NBA Summer League most of the day.
Oh, did you see that the U.S. almost got beat today? The U.S. basketball team.
And he says people who hate Trump need to go to one Trump rally.
Yeah, he's a Trump is okay. There's nothing wrong with Trump. People need to stop. I mean, I thought when he first won, I actually voted for Hillary, and because I wanted to see a woman in the White House, and I just thought he was a joke, and I thought he talked too much. And but apparently behind the scenes, he got quite a bit of good stuff done. And this time, of the two, you can't. I don't know how to vote for Biden because he's done a not a great job, in my opinion. I'm not an expert, but it seems like everything costs me more. It seems like I don't know if it's all his fault or whatever, but it just seems like it started when he took over. I think, and but now I think he's mentally incapable of making the decisions that need to be made. Um, the world is at a place right now where we could literally go into World War III at any time, and we need a leader that's sharp to keep us out of World War III. You know, I mean, there's I got grandkids that are going to grow up in this country. It needs to I think there's also a generation of kids coming up that are just like my kids. I mean, not my oldest daughter. She's kind of a tweener because I had her when I was so young. She's like, I don't know. She's just different. But my younger daughter just doesn't follow politics, doesn't keep an eye on what's going on. She really just doesn't know. They're TikTok generation, and they don't know what it takes to keep a country like this, what it took to get a country like this, and what it takes to maintain and keep a country like this. And I fear that they're going to let it slip away by just not paying attention.
And Transit Truck says, "Yes, I did. South Sudan really showed up to play versus many of our U.S. NBA
Hmm.
superstars, and
They only beat them by 1 point.
adjustments need to be made to make sure it doesn't get that close again."
I didn't see the game. I just seen the highlight. Did the U.S. get complacent? Just you know, overlook them, or are they that good? They're their opponents because it was 100. What is it? 101 to 100, something like that.
And he
That's
says we're going to go water sliding if I get a vote.
I got a boat.
And she gets a vote.
Yeah, sure, awesome. That sounds great to me.
I just say LDI. What does
What
that
did
mean?
she say? Oh, what do you mean? What?
What does LDI stand for?
LDI?
Next to the names.
Where?
Next to each of their names.
I don't see it. Oh, I see. I don't know. That's a good question.
It used to say something else.
I think it means that they're what do you call those things?
Well, it's not a moderator. Just
Moderator.
then it, well,
Because they're all LDI. Maybe that's well, no, because Annie wasn't a
no, they weren't highlighted.
yeah, the other ones are. That's interesting
They're
because
not. They're not
LDI.
monitored. Whatever.
Does anybody know why behind trains and trucks, Debbie, um, who
It's
else?
because they're it's because they're moderators.
What does LDI mean? That's what I thought. It's because they're moderators.
Uh, yeah, but I
I
haven't
don't
seen
know.
the LBI before, but or at least I haven't noticed it.
I like the Summer Olympics because I like the gymnasts. I like to watch the girl gymnast teams. I think that that's just amazing. That lady that this is gonna sound racist, but the little black girl, she's been on, in a bunch. I can't remember her name. Um, I've been terrible with names tonight. She did this thing where she did the tumbling on the mats, and she hit that one point where, like straight as a board, did two flips in the air and landed. Mary Lou? No, that's not Mary Lou. I can't remember what her name is, but she is incredible. I can't wait to see her compete.
You and Chris are amazing people.
LDI is a part of my what? He's trying my garbage company. You had a garbage company, training trucks?
Yes.
Wow. How was that? I worked for a garbage company when I was a teenager. Rode on the back in the day where you hung onto the back and you jumped off and you
Yeah.
grabbed the cans and you threw them in the back.
I remember that.
I worked one summer doing that.
I remember that from being a kid. That's so funny. They do that. That's funny for me to know you and I went through that together. Kind of like turning on the old computer. It flipped on the DOS.
Oh, they did my garbage. He didn't have a garbage company. They did his garbage.
Oh, you took his garbage away? What do you mean?
Yeah, what does that say? Finally, I took it.
LDI is part of my name. They
Cat's
used to
Plays.
run my garbage company.
Hey, finally found that. No, Cat Plays is back. Hey, I finally found time to watch a stream again. Welcome back. We're just chatting. It's a small, intimate group tonight. There's only a few people here. I guess the YouTube didn't put it out to everybody because I'm on a different kind of a system. Maybe it didn't recognize it, which is nice. I kind of like this because we've been having more of an intimate conversation with the people that are in the chat and myself and Christine.
And now you're
So
here.
yeah, and now you're here. So by all means, it's an open forum. Whatever you want to talk about, we talk about. I don't feel the need to keep reiterating how I stand on transgender and stuff like that. I think everybody here knows who I am and what I stand for, so I don't have to do that. Um, so that's cool.
Yeah.
What does that say? From
Look at
what does DOF mean? Does that say DOF? I can't. Man, I can't see shit. My eyes
this
are
is oof.
terrible. Oof. Oh, oof.
Right, that's true. It says.
Does anyone else think
Does
gymnasts?
anyone else think gymnasts among bios could be transgender?
I don't know. Some of them. Did you? Speaking of that, I'm not. Don't mean to change the subject, but this is something that was found out that I find it odd that it has never grown legs in the media. What does Transit Truck say?
I was going to show you something. That's beyond this.
Yeah, now I got it.
You've already lost that topic.
No, Transit Trucks. Okay, I wanted to say this real fast, and then I'll get back to you, Transit Trucks. There, that person that got arrested in Russia and thrown into prison. That
Woman, yes. Basketball player.
I say person for a reason. I'll get to that. You know that we traded another person for it and got her out to bring her back home. Did you know that that is a biological male? I mean, the story got broke and they showed that her. I can't remember what her name is.
I'm trying to think of this.
Gosh, God, I'm terrible with names tonight. But they show her playing basketball without her shirt on, full on male, and says that her mom made her identify as female her whole life.
Brittany Griner.
Brittany, yeah,
That was Annie that said that. She came up.
yeah,
Brittany
Brittany.
Griner looks trans. She said.
She's a dude. She's a man. All on man. They showed her playing basketball in her backyard without her shirt on and everything. And apparently her mom forced her to do this. But I'm like, she made it all the way to the WNBA and it's a biological male and nobody noticed. That's impossible, right? I don't get that. Because she was in a male prison in Russia. Because I
She
guess they
looks trans.
checked and put her in a male prison. It's just like, what?
And Train the Truck said, how did she get into the WNBA?
I don't know. That's what I mean. She went through all of college and into the WNBA. And if I could, guys, see, this is where I wish I was more computer savvy, because I would put a link up to this thing where it shows her just wow. And it was on this podcast that I listened to, oh, with these four guys that are, I enjoy their podcast, but
Ashana says, I believe the government should provide free of cost for trans wanting to have a sex change. What's your thoughts, opinions about this? Everyone's thoughts or opinions.
if you have a low enough income, they do. So I'm old. I don't work a lot. So I mean, I get pretty good health coverage through the state of California. So without it, I wouldn't be able to do this. Um, but yeah, I don't. I think there's a lot of important things that money could be spent on that's not, and I don't know if transgender would necessarily be the top of my list.
Well, Anne says she agrees.
But I agree.
She disagrees because they don't provide other medical care.
That's what I meant. I mean, I think there's things that are more important than my transitioning, like children, illness, children cancer. I mean, there's just other things. I think it's important, but I think there's other things that are probably ahead of trans care. Like it should be done, but not in lieu of something else. That's just my opinion. I mean, I'm not trying to take sides or anything. Yeah. I mean, I just think the way we spend money in this country is kind of screwy anyway. There's no. Do you guys realize that every year we audit the military complex of the United States, and every year half of the money that they have, it goes unaccounted for. They don't know where it goes.
$33 trillion or something like that, right?
It's a lot of money. I mean, they just don't know. They can't account for it. It's like, what do you mean you can't account for it? You I don't know. Yeah, every year it's like that, and they just kind of accept it. Congress never says anything about it. Nobody ever. It's like, wait a minute, time the fuck out. What? This is our money you're spending, and you don't know where it's going. Come on, hello.
Well, she said, with regard to insurance, and he says
They don't cover dentures, hearing.
They don't cover dentures, hearing aids, or eyeglasses for elderly.
Yeah, this is one thing that makes no sense to me, because my parents they're 81 and 80 and 81. Why is it our country is so back asswards that we're not? Why does it that when you get old and you retire, you have to start paying for your health insurance? Why isn't it free? We supported this country our whole lives with our tax dollars, and when we get old, we have to spend whatever money we've saved to just keep ourselves alive. It just, my parents pay so much money in health insurance, and I'm like, this doesn't make sense to me. We don't take care of our elderlies. We use them up and then discard them, and that I don't like about this country.
Also, Trains and Trucks says, also to get back to the question about did USA get to lose versus South Sudan. South Sudan showed up to play, but lost by 1 point because of LeBron James scoring a layup with 8 seconds left.
Yeah, not just that. I mean, do you see some of the threes he was dropping? So was Steph Curry to do that comeback. It's incredible. I mean, we have a hell of a talented team, but they should. I mean, they're supposed to take gold. They were favored by 50 points in that game, from what I heard. 50 points.
Let's see if they can find the video about Britain.
Oh, are they?
Yeah, that's what
yeah. Oh yeah, please do. Yeah, just key it, because you'll see what I'm talking about. God, I wish I was smarter on computers that I could share this clip of it. And I was in shock. I'm like, how come nobody's talking about this? It must be. I'm like, this must be bullshit. It can't be real. How could they make it all the way to the WNBA if they're a biological male, and haven't had a sex change? They're not trans. It's just bizarre. I don't know if it's true.
Well, on that subject, Cat Place said, I forgot to ask, do you associate with the LGBTQ community? Or I'm a big girl. I'm a bi girl. She says I'm a bi girl who doesn't actually associate with the LGBT.
I think by proxy I'm considered part of that group. However, I'm not really pleased with how the organization is run, and the things that they accept and the things that they demand of the public. I don't think it's right. And I find myself, I'm new to here. I mean, I'm not trying to think I'm better than anybody else or anything. I'm new to this whole thing. I just don't like some of the things that they're, I don't know. I don't agree with transitioning children. I don't agree with letting grown men during the Pride Parade in San Francisco walk around without any pants on, peeing on each other. And this is not just, theory. This has actually been reported by legitimate people. And so,
Before,
what?
I just want to say before Annie gets cut off or leaves, say goodnight, because goodnight, everyone. XO love you.
Who said that?
Annie.
Okay, Annie, thank you. Thank you for coming in. We'll talk to you soon.
And Trains and Trucks just found the video.
Oh, you did find the video.
Yeah.
I wish I could play it. What do you? Can you put a link there so if anybody wants to watch it? Huh?
There is one. It's
Okay,
separate.
cool. Yeah.
So anyone can access that link. Good night, Annie.
I wish I could watch that thing. Did you watch it, Trains and Trucks? Is that incredible or what? Good night, Annie. Thanks again. I appreciate it. And the person that asked about, am I part of the LBGT community? Yes, I'm part of it. I just wish they would do some things different, but I don't know enough to really judge that harshly. Other than what I've seen, I don't like when it comes to kids transitioning and vulgarity.
Yeah.
Good night, Annie. You really contributed tonight to our discussion, and it was really fun. She's gone now. I can tell.
Good night. And man body, I see.
Huh?
There's Trains and Trucks. Man body, I see.
Oh, you did? Yeah, playing basketball in the backyard. Yeah, it's full on man body. Yeah, and they were even talking about there's no scars. Like if there was a mastectomy or something like that, there's no scars or nothing. So no, she's biological male. And how does she? I mean, how does she hide it for that long? And shouldn't if that team now this is just me yakking out loud, probably out of turn, but if that team that person was on won the championship game, wouldn't you protest it as another WNBA team because they kind of were unfair because they had a man on the team? It doesn't that it's like, wait a minute, that can't be fair, right?
Right?
I mean, am I wrong here?
I
But
don't.
nobody's saying anything about it. I mean, this person played in got paid money to play in the WNBA, a women's basketball league, and dominated in a lot of factors, and now we know why.
Trains and Trucks says not sure how WNBA didn't see that, but I'm assuming she hid it for a while.
Yeah, for very well, obviously, but it just blows my mind. The Russians didn't fall for it. I mean, but I'd be throwing a fit if I mean that person never took a shower the whole time in college or WNBA. It just seems like so unfair that nobody's even mentioning it. Maybe it's because it's a huge embarrassment.
Cat Face says, I agree, absolutely. My opinion on it is that I think they have accomplished what they needed to, so I don't see a point in identifying myself with an organization that has already completed their mission.
They're it's like somebody said to me, I heard this. I watch a lot of podcasts because I'm a glutton for information. I love to constantly have my brain fed. If not, I get bored really easily. But somebody had said in there, and this made a lot of sense to me. How come it is that trans people have a whole month, but fathers only get one day? And that kind of hit home to me. I went, that's a damn good point. We have Trans Month, but we have Father's Day and Mother's Day.
We have Trans Day
It did.
and LGBTQ month.
I know, but that's what I'm saying. They give a whole month to LBGT or trans people. There's Trans Month, and but there's only Mother's Day and Father's Day. Shouldn't it be the other way around? Trans Day and Mother's Month and Father's Month. That's just me. I mean, it just seems ass backwards. That's all.
That is.
And I'm sure that there's probably a lot of people that are hardcore LBGT that just think I'm an asshole for saying some of the shit that I say, but I'm just being my real self and calling it like I see it. And it just doesn't make sense. You know, people feel that if they see me in public, look, people know I'm trans. It's obvious I'm not a natural born woman. Nobody has to call me ma'am. if they want to call me sir and it makes them feel better, I don't care. You know, but they shouldn't have to. We're asking. I don't know. I'm not going to get back on that rant. I just, yeah, the LGBT community. I appreciate what they've done, but I don't understand what they stand for anymore.
Mothers and fathers should get a whole month, especially if they all take care of the kids.
Yeah, it's they should be celebrated more because raising children is so damn hard. And I got so lucky. Both my girls turned out good. Now, one of them's kind of, I think she's being a little bit of a bigot when it comes to trans people because she just cannot find it in her heart to even try to understand where I'm coming from. But I still think she's a good person. I think that I'm fortunate to have a daughter like her. And the other one is a whole ball of wax. I mean, she grew up with a group of people that were so diverse that that she's on top of it, and I'm proud of her as well. She put herself through college. She's now a school teacher. You know, at her graduation for her college, I went there and said my speech was that I wish I could take credit for some of the things that she did, but I can't take credit for any of them. You must thank her and her mother. They did She did more than I did, and I didn't give my daughter flowers at the graduation. I gave them to my daughter's mom. Doing such a great job.
That was nice. I'm going to go to bed now.
Who?
I am. It's 12 after 1.
Is it after 1 in the morning?
Yes, and I need to get up. So I'm going to go to bed.
All right. Yeah, I'm gonna go to bed soon. I'm gonna give it about 20 more minutes, and then I'm gonna go to bed too. I
Okay.
gotta get up. I mean, I haven't been sleeping well lately because of my surgery coming up. My little cousin is. I can't tell. There's a heart in the way.
Oh, okay. I know it is on mine too. It says, my little cousin is only 3 years old, and she is bad as hell.
It bad in a good fireball way, or bad in like sneaky evil way, or
Yeah, my granddaughter is 3 years old.
I mean, I think now are just born smarter than they used to be, just because of evolution, I guess. Um, some little kids are just, my grandson, um, my, it's not the oldest grandson, the middle grandson is a genius. I mean, this little kid is, what did he say? It was in second grade and he was reading at an eighth grade level or tested at eighth grade or something like that. Yeah, in second grade he was testing in an eighth grade level or something. Just blows me away. And my oldest daughter, as far as prepping him for understanding and dealing with me being trans, his grandfather, she had books and she had him read books and everything, to where when the day that I met him, I went over there, and as soon as I got there, and my daughter called him out to meet me as a female, my grandson started crying because I think he was just overwhelmed. But he came over, he gave me a hug. 5 minutes, everything's fine. But the magic of the whole thing was later on that night when he was in bed, he called his mom in and says, "Mom, I wanted to say that it was really neat meeting our first transgender family member tonight." I thought it was amazing. I just think that's amazing for a kid his age to, and he's now 9, to be able to absorb it and accept it like that is just incredible.
Well,
Sorry.
Trains and Truck says his little cousin is sneaky, doesn't want to listen, and he named it.
So
Amazing, he's very smart. But probably more. I don't know.
he's calculating. He's one of those smart kids that can get away with stuff. Is he manipulating too? Does he know how to manipulate adults? Because those kids are such a crack up when they belong to somebody else. I mean, when they're your own kids, oh my God, they're a handful. Neither one of my daughters were like that. They weren't that kind of calculating. They just bat their big blue eyes at you and you give them whatever they want.
Yeah.
The Trains and Trek says that's amazingly smart. He is very smart, just incredibly intelligent young person. You look at him and you go, "There's somebody older than you. I know it." Where did you get all these brains from?
Before you go, are you excited about the NFL season?
No,
NFL?
NFL football.
I know, but how?
No, I'm not. He's a Chiefs fan. I'm a Raider fan. How can I be excited about it? We're not going to do anything. We haven't been. I mean,
I don't
it's
really
been
understand.
it's been a long time since the Raiders even had a team that you thought might be good. So when Gruden came back that one, and I had a lot of hope. We had a shitload of first round draft picks, and we screwed it up. I mean, all of our draft picks went to hell. But I mean, you guys are riding on a high in Kansas City. You guys are, you got Mahomes. I don't know how the hell you ended up with him, but he's the next whatever his name is, the New England guy. Holmes is awesome. Can't stand him because he's too good and he's on your team. So no, I'm not really looking forward to it. Are you? The Bills gave us the what?
Bills gave us the pick.
Oh, they gave you the pick. They didn't. Oh, that was a mistake.
Bills gave us the pick.
Bills haven't been good for a long time either.
And
I mean, I love football.
He's full blown, I guess.
Christine, I got her. Unfortunately for Christine, when she started to get into football, and I was trying to get her into football, I kind of made her a Raider fan, and I feel bad for that because Raider fans means frustration, and your team's going to suck every year, and they're going to make stupid moves in the offseason to not improve. But they do have a beautiful stadium. My daughter went to see it, but the tickets are out of control.
Yeah,
For Mahomes, yeah. I mean, the Raiders, every first round pick we got is a flop. I mean, and then now we just give away our best running back. We traded him. What are you doing?
Sorry, I was trying
And our best receiver doesn't want to be there. He's like begging to get traded. It's just a mess. It's a mess. The organization's a mess. What does it say? Teams?
The teams I think will be better next season, outside of the Chiefs, will be the Ravens and the Eagles. I like the Eagles too.
You think the Chiefs are going to be better? How can they be better than winning the Super Bowl?
I think the teams will be better next season outside of the Chiefs. Will be the Ravens and the Eagles.
What does that thing say?
That's what I just read twice.
No, I was looking at my screen. It says something. Something. I touched something. I don't know. Can you guys still hear me? Did I screw up the microphone?
So far, I don't know because it doesn't come onto my phone.
No, I know. I know. I was asking them. I don't know. It's like I have a following football is not as fun as it used. Well, I used to be in like a what do they call those things? Those fantasy football leagues. I had a friend of mine who did it through his work, and I played there, so I was a lot more interested in what the individual players did. But back in the day when we were young, when you rooted for a team because they had the same players for a long, long, long time, and now everybody's just all over the place every year, so it's kind of hard to follow people anymore.
Yeah, it is. And when you're not there to teach me the difference, it's not as fair.
We had a lot of drop. I can't say why is that heart in the way.
It is on mine too, and I have not been able to get rid of it.
I don't know
And it
either. I
says
can't
we
either.
had a lot of drops in the regular season, so I hope that doesn't happen again.
You won the Super Bowl. That's all I can say. You won the Super Bowl. You did me a favor and you beat the Niners. That's just a rivalry here. I don't know. See, I remember when the Niners, their fans were all wine drinking and cheese eating preppies, and now they're kind of getting a little thuggish, But
Little wine drinking and
they were wine drinking, cheese eating little. I mean, because I remember I went to a Niners game way back when, and they got mad at us for playing football in the parking lot, for playing catch. And then I went there again 20 years later, and they wanted to fight. It's like, what the fudge happened? 49ers versus Cowboys. Yeah, although the Cowboys are so disappointing every year. How do they not win? Can they not get past the freaking playoffs? The Cowboys are a good football team every year, but they always choke. Ah, I do. I mean, I do love reveling in other people's misery because my team's so horrible all the time. It's the only thing
That's
that
the
makes me
only
feel good.
that's the only thing you could say. Reveling in someone else's misery.
It is because, and I normally never do that. I mean, I never are happy with somebody else's pain, but when it comes to football, all bets are off. It's like I root for the Chiefs to lose every game they play until the Raiders are out of the playoffs, which is every year, and then you root for your own division. I mean, especially the Chiefs are going to play the Niners in the Super Bowl. Uh, no way I'm rooting for the Niners. I can't do it. It's be like dating your cousin. I can't root for the Niners. It's been it's been too many years of them hating us. My daughter came home one time crying her eyes out. She was like 5 or 6, and she says, "Dad, can I be a Niner fan?" Says everybody's making fun of me because I'm a Raider fan. I was, and I'm a terrible person. I'm a terrible parent because I said, "Of course you can, sweetheart." But then you'd never be a good person because you're turning your back on your team when they need you the most. It was a horrible thing for me to say, but I could not give her permission to be a Niner fan. And she's still a Raider fan to this day. I don't even know if she remembers that. But I don't know. I probably should have just let her be a Niner fan. But I'm a terrible person, especially when it comes to football. The last couple of years, beat the Niners, and the last couple of times. Do you did I'm trying to think now. Because did the Raiders play the Niners last year? They had to have.
I think they did. They almost fucking won. They almost won. It was like literally a point away. Don't you remember that? They were.
Yeah, I
The Niners
do.
actually had a chance.
The Niners, I mean, the Niners had a good damn team last year. I don't know how. I thought they were going to beat the Chiefs. I thought they would outplay them, but Mahomes just never stops.
Well,
I thought the Niners had the better team against the Chiefs, and but I was wrong. Obviously, for your benefit, I was wrong. Trains and trucks, but I thought the Niners were a better football team. They seem to be. I mean, the talent on there, that McCaffrey guy, when they got him, where their team just changed. It went crazy.
okay. I'm going to bed. Good night, friends. I will be back for the next live chat. Take care of yourself.
That's Chris. Loves lemons is Christine, my
Yeah,
lady
that was
friend here.
lemons.
That's Chris. Chrissy Chris.
I'd be 11 lemons.
There's 6 people here now. Who are the other people?
It says 5 on my phone.
Yeah, that's her. She won't poke her head in. She doesn't think she looks pretty
I
today.
just got out of the shower and put on nothing, no makeup. I look ridiculous and pretty.
Trains and trucks didn't know you were loves lemons.
Yeah, I think nobody really does.
No.
I guess I didn't want to put my real name on it.
So it looks like I'm going to be able to put my the stuff that I made for sale on this thing now. I have to get the 3,000 viewing hours, and I'm like going to be there by the next day or so. But so I get to put on this ridiculous stuff that I made to sell through this company, and you guys, you have to appreciate it. I mean, on women's underwear, right? In the Goldilocks zone, for lack of better words, it says "forever forbidden." Just like I don't know, it's crazy stuff. It's way overpriced. I'm not saying anybody to buy it, but you got to check it out because this is kind of funny. And I got these animated forever forbidden characters on there and stuff. Big boobs on the candles, but it's got like coffee and candles and car mats and suitcases, you name it. I've made it out of this. Not to mention clothes and wallets and bumper stickers. Just it was funner than shit making this stuff, but I can't put it up for sale until I had reached that 3,000 hours, and I've almost reached it. You guys got to check it out and tell me what you think, or suggest something if because I mean I don't think it's worth it. They're like for a coffee cup is like $20 or something. It's like way expensive, so I don't expect anybody to purchase them. I just think you guys would get a kick out of it. It was fun, and then if you have anything suggestions, I would be more than happy to make one. Like you think would be fun, whatever. It was so cool to see the name of the podcast just spread all over these things, especially with car mats, and stuff, and having AI make these, cool looking posters like these, and putting them on coffee cups and shit. It was really neat. Coffee with boobs, pretty much. On the bag is big boobs. On the forever forbidden thing, I rather than like this lady here. It's very flattering to me because I just had AI. I said, make me a poster of a woman that represents me, and I sent a picture to them and said that represents me, but make it a little bit better, and that's what they came up with. And I was like, oh shit, I wish. But yeah, they did a lot of other ones where they're they're just these enormous boobs on these things, and so I said, cool, put those on some t-shirts and some and a coffee bag and uh, candles, romantic candles or whatever. And it's just, I mean, there's everything you can imagine there. Like I said, if you want forever forbidden big boobed um, floor mats for your truck or car, it has those too. Or your suitcase. Talk about never losing a suitcase at the airport again. Wait till you see these. Oh my God. They probably wouldn't let you bring one on a plane. Yes, I did say coffee with boobs, coffee beans. I'm going on this tangent about the products that I've made to sell. I mean, I don't know. I think it's fun. We'll see. I have made no money off of this. I don't really plan on making any money off of it. All my daughter said was, wouldn't hurt having a little bit of extra retirement money, but there's nothing coming in. So, and I doubt I'll ever get big enough to make it anything worthwhile. But it's fun to me, and the fact that there are some videos that get million views. This channel is not one of them, but I have almost hit the 600,000 view mark. So 600,000 people have seen part or all of what this channel is about, which means that you people that are on here all the time, 600,000 people have seen you too. That's a lot of people, though. It's like almost three quarters of a million people. That's incredible. So I know we're reaching people and we're changing some minds about what it is to be trans. So, and that's what it was all about when I started. You hope to make a. I have a heart that's in the way of my screen, so I'm not seeing this one part of the screen. Where is it? I hope to make an edit that will go viral. I hope to make an edit that will go. What do you mean by that? What does that mean? You hope to make an edit that will go viral. What is make an edit? I mean you're editing some videos from some things. The closest thing to viral I ever got was actually this show, 41,000 people, two separate times. That was as close as I got. I've had other videos where I got 12,000 views and stuff like that, but nothing craziness. And the things that I think will go viral, they don't do diddly. And the things that I think are just weird, do something like, for example, I literally told Christina, go watch this, and I made a short of just a can of Raid, just 15 seconds looking at a can of Raid, and it got like 4,000 views. But then I put this really cute thing about these two calves where it was singing like this goofy little, I don't know, it was so cute, and it got hardly nothing. So I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know what goes viral, but there, if you ever, I watched this one girl, Chris, call me Chris. What does that say? People make CapCut edits. After Effects, robotics next. Have you ever had any that went semi-viral? Any of those things? If you do, tell me your secret. I want to make a video that goes viral. CapCuts. That CapCuts. That's a I made a movie for my mom's birthday, and that CapCuts with like a baby picture of me. It was singing and talking. It was really cool. I really like. God, I forgot all about that thing. I should do that for this for this too, for my shorts and stuff. I forgot all about that. That's pretty neat stuff, though. I never even thought of that. Thanks for that. I'm gonna steal your idea if you don't mind, or at least part of it. I'll try. What's the most views you've gotten for one CapCut? For those of you that don't know that are listening, all five of the other people, CapCuts is a video editing, and it will make like it'll make some person look like they're singing a song or saying something. It's really kind of cool. Like I said, I made a video for my mom for her birthday of all of her boys and the grandkids doing goofy weird stuff with that. Most views for CapCut is 500 so far. 500 for one. I mean, because that's probably what I average, about 500 for a video. And the more people you, when I started this, I had 3 subscribers. Me twice, Christine once, and I know I don't have a lot now, but it's up to 1,400, almost 1,500. So that's pretty good. I mean, that's 1,500 people. That's not bad um, for a start. You have to have 1,000 before you can even. You have to have 50 before you can even go live or whatever, and then 1,000 before you can monetize and all that other crap. I there was the crazy thing is I've watched channels like this one Call Me Chris is her name, where I remember when it first started and it was just really cute. She has 11 million followers. 11 million followers. She's making millions of dollars every year now off of that. Well, probably a couple million a year is on the average because of what you get paid for. You get paid for every 1,000 views or something like that. 11 million followers. That's just unbelievable. Yeah, you're right. It says something that's funnier and or wholesome vibes that get you views. It's yeah, it's hard to know what the and it's all about that algorithm. That algorithm can make you a zero or a hero. If it doesn't catch something in it or it doesn't have the right thumbnail or whatever that is, the title of it, it just doesn't show it to anybody. And if it does, and people start hitting likes or comments on it, it just keeps showing it because they could make a video go viral anytime they wanted, anytime because there are so many people on YouTube at any given time. There's hundreds of millions of people using YouTube every second of every day. Like Joe Rogan puts something out and poof, he gets a million views in a day. Silly. Mr. Beast, yeah, 300 million, 300 million subscribers for Mr. Beast. That is incredible. You remember him when he was first starting out, this goofy little kid doing those goofy videos and stuff? My God, that guy makes so much money. So there's another influencer on. Didn't have that many, but he had 100 something million things. And I asked AI to do the calculations on it and how much that person makes. And literally, he's making over $1 million a month by making videos on YouTube. Why didn't I start this when it first came out? My God. But I mean, they say YouTube has something like a billion people that come on here, a billion that come on YouTube. So there's so much room for whatever you want. There's so many people on here that, look at somebody like me who I really don't have any content at all other than the fact that I was trying to make people think that I wasn't a pedophile or something because I'm trans. And it's turned into 600,000 views and 1,500 subscribers, which is nothing, but to me, it's a lot. Hell, I didn't have 5 friends before I started this. Mr. Beast is. I like his videos though. I've watched Mr. Beast's videos a lot. I like the ones recently he's doing where he's helping out these poor people, poor countries and villages, and building them schools and stuff. I think that's really cool. That speaks positive or does funny and wholesome videos, and she's got 1.6 million. It's incredible. Yeah. I guess it's just a matter of time. My daughter tells me, goes, just keep doing what you're doing. And she says you'll be surprised at how fast it'll grow. And I'm surprised already how fast it's grown over this little bit of time because I've only been on here for a few months. So, it just takes time. But I got to find a niche other than just barking about being trans. I want to find something. I like talking about current affairs. I like talking about politics. I like talking about aliens and my predictions and stuff like that. I predicted, like, what was it? In California, we had a drought that was going on forever. We were right in the middle of the drought, and I predicted, nobody else did. I had something whispered in my ear. I said, we're going to have next year, the rainy season is going to be so much, we're going to have flooding. I says, we're going to have earthquakes to 4.0 or better, and the aliens are going to touch down all within 5 years. But 2 out of 3 of them came true. The other one, I'm still waiting. I do believe that we are going to know something about this alien phenomena here pretty soon. I think that if we keep pressure on the government, that one senator it's just, how can you not think that there's aliens? And if there are, I want to know. I want to see a spacecraft. I don't know. Do you guys believe in aliens? Because I sure as hell do. I just think I think they're in the bottom of the ocean. I think they always have been. That's where they hide out. And they're just watching us, making sure we don't destroy the surface of the planet. 100% spirits in the world. I wouldn't be surprised if there are aliens. Have you ever had a spirit uh, contact or whatever? I never have, um, except my grandmother. When my grandma, this is bizarre. This is what made me know that there is something when you die, in that at least that instant. There's two things that happened with my grandmother when she was dying. I was sitting by her bed, and she was in a coma, so she was just out of it. No, she hadn't woken up for days. And I was sitting there alone, and I was just getting ready to leave, and she opened her eyes, and I was like, "Oh my God, Grandma, you're here!" And she looks at me. She says, "Bobby," that was my name. I says, "Yeah." I go, "Where have you been, Grandma?" She goes, "I don't know, but I don't want to go back." I was like, "Oh, whoa, that was scary." So, but anyway, fast forward to a few months later when she did pass away. I was laying in bed with my wife at the time, and above our heads in the windows, we had these vertical blinds. They weren't loose or nothing, but one of those things popped off of there and smacked me upside the head. At the same time, my phone was ringing, and it was my mom telling me my grandmother just passed away. And I was like, "Oh my God, yeah, I know." She just hit me on the way out. But then a few weeks later, I was on my honeymoon and we were fishing and nobody's catching anything because the water was so low. And I go, "Grandma, if you're out there in heaven, let me catch a fish." And I shit you not, I caught one within 2 minutes, 2 seconds of saying that. And it was just like bizarre. So I believe that they can still contact you for a while, at least a while. I haven't heard from her since, but I know that was her reaching out for those couple times. My grandmother was like my second mother to me. I love my grandmother, my grandfather. I think they were the a generation of people that are sorely missed in today's society because they were, I mean, people that are in my age group here know that your grandparents were the greatest generation. I mean, if you said you would do something, you did it. Your word was like a contract. You said ma'am, you said sir, you treated old people with respect. It was just a different environment than what's going on now. My mom has dreamed about some of her dad family members. Same said she has been seeing some of her dead sons in the dreams. In the dreams, I see that's weird. I don't dream about my grandparents. Just it's strange. I mean, I'm transitioning. I've been transitioning for a few years, and it's just now to where my dreams. I'm a woman in all my dreams. Before I wasn't. So my subconscious is catching up to my whatever the surface level consciousness. But I've been haunted by night terrors my whole life. I mean, the worst, terrible, horrible things. Hey, have you ever tried? Um, what is that? When you dream but you're awake, there's a name for it. That you control your dreams when you're awake. I tried it. It worked one time for a half a minute. Yes, I agree. This is when we were growing up. Even if we didn't understand what a person would represent, whether they be gay or back then we would call it have sex change operation. We were also taught to respect everybody, regardless of the color, regardless of their age. You treated people with respect, especially if they were older. And I thought this is where I was kind of confused. Growing up, I thought that we were kind of squashing prejudice. I thought that it was going away because I didn't see anybody black or brown or as any different than me. I mean, they were just people. But somehow along the way, it got resurrected. This racism, and I don't know where did it. I thought it was squashed and gone, but now it seems like it's rearing its ugly head again. It's like how is this possible? That how could people be racist anymore? It's I don't know what. But look at me, I'm expecting people to accept me for who I am like this. So I don't know. I guess I'm not expecting it. I'm hoping people will. I mean, trains and trucks. You're a black guy. I mean, you're around my age, I think, if I remember correctly. So, w- when did prejudice become so relevant again? It's ridiculous. I mean, it's ridiculous that in this day and age we actually see colors instead of people. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. I guess I'm just an idiot because I just don't get it. I did work. I worked in Richmond for Costco for 11 years, and it was mainly African American community. And God, I love those people. They treated me as if I was part of the family. I just don't see why prejudice is necessary. Oh, you're way younger than me. I'm sorry. I didn't. I thought maybe because you sound older in your messages. Oh, how old are you? If you don't mind me asking. That's interesting. Because I assume the majority of the people that are here, because according to the algorithms, the majority of people that watch my show are 65 and over, believe it or not. So, and I'm 60. How old are you? Definitely not. Definitely way, way younger than me. Okay, so you're way younger, but racism is definitely still around, and I hate it a lot. Okay, I wish racism would just go away, and all of us can get along. Ex- it doesn't make sense to me. Racism doesn't make sense to me. It doesn't. It's like why? I don't know. I think it's a division thing. They're trying to divide and conquer, and and if they could keep racism alive, that's the division of the country. I think it's stupid. I think it's dumb. I mean, and actually, here's a little statistic for you. I didn't know you were younger, that much younger than me. But as far as in public, um, how I get treated by women and by men, I'll tell you that the women, the Caucasian women, generally just don't want anything to do with me. I mean, they don't say boo, they don't do anything, they don't whatever. The Hispanic women give me the hardest time. They make fun of me more. Because I don't speak Spanish, but I can speak some of it to where I understand. And I'm not saying that I don't like because I'm a super sweet, but the majority of the people that make fun of me like that, and Spanish men, they they tend to make fun of me a lot. But African American men are very courteous to me, actually, very polite, um, and never gawk. They don't look at you weird. So I think they're very respectful in public towards me anyway. Um, I just find it good. And like I said, most people pretty much ignore me, and there are a few people that are really sweet to me. And I just found that African American men are very respectful. They accept me for who I am. I'm assuming. I mean, where I live, to be 100% honest, there's not a lot of African American people here in the North Bay of California. But I mean, I've known quite a bit through my time at Costco in Richmond. If you don't know, Richmond, California is a area where it's mainly there's a lot of ghetto, there's a lot of black people, and all my employees were African American. All my customers were African American. I was actually the only Caucasian in the whole building at Costco, and I loved it. I mean, I absolutely loved it. Maybe because I'm from Louisiana. I don't know. I'm rambling now. I don't know where I'm going with this. You what? You just turned 15 today. Oh my God, trains and trucks. You are so young. I had no idea. Christine, Chris, I had no idea. Happy birthday. Oh my God. No, 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 no. It's not for children. According to YouTube, um, 13 and over is 13 and under is considered a child. So you're fine. I can't obviously give you advice or whatever because you're underage, but you come off as much older than you are, transit trucks. That is really, really interesting. Oh my gosh, I never would have guessed that. You have a long life in front of you. You have to fix this country, young man. I mean, it's up to you. You got to fix it. It's broken, and I don't know if my generation broke it or not, but you got to fix it. That's really cool. You're really you're young, and oh, you got such a life ahead of you. You got, why are you listening to this channel? Can I ask you that at your age, a young man at your age, why would you listen to a 60-year-old transgender woman flap her gums all the time? I don't understand. I mean, I find it great that you do. I hope you don't go away, but I was just curious of why you find it entertaining at all. I got to be boring as hell to you. That's just funny. I never would have guessed that. Oh my God, I thought you were my age. People like you who are nice and just want to grow a community. Yeah, I do. I really do. I want a safe place for people to come and that could talk about anything that they want, that isn't gross or rude, and have a safe place where nobody's going to poke fun at them, and people are going to listen to them, and we're going to know you when you come in. If you come back, you treat, because I think everybody deserves to be treated well, and this is the new format in which way that you get, you can change the world. I really believe that you can change it. I know for a fact that there's been some people that have watched the show that their whole thought process about trans has changed just from watching this little show, and for the better. I don't know if anybody's changed for the worse, but I'm sure, who knows. Because I wanted to see if people would hate on you just because you are trans. I hate to see people hating on another, and I also saw you are nice and treat people with respect and have wisdom. Wow, thank you. You're very mature for your age, young man. I mean, I thought you were older. Um, as you've seen, there are people that are not nice to me here. It doesn't really bother me as much as it probably should. But people like you and other people have stuck up for me. So I mean, I'm gonna try to not think of you and treat you differently now because I know you're so young. Yeah, I probably will just a little bit, but not bad because I think you're a very mature person. I think that your generation, actually, I was talking to my counselor about your generation just last week. And because I said I was concerned about the generation right behind me was not paying attention to what's going on. And he said he had a lot of faith in the generation of the 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, right in that age period, age zone, that they have their finger on the pulse of the country and that they have the good ideals back. Like you just wrote right there. Right there, what you wrote is very, very, very mature for your age. Because you're seeing things that people my age don't see yet. There's no reason to hate, but people still hate. That's Yeah, you remind me of my grandson, even though he's way younger than you. He's very intelligent. He sees things differently than a lot of people. You're special. I think your generation is gonna help bring this country back to where it was. Because I'll tell you, young man, what it takes to make a country like the United States is what my grandparents did. They built this country and made it what it is. And and my generation probably got a little lax, and we got a little complacent, and we kind of lost focus. But you got to be. It takes a lot to keep a country like this going. There's a lot of countries out there that do not want us to succeed. They would like to destroy us, and we're the United States is a fantastic place, and it's worth fighting for. So you say you wanted to see if people would treat me bad. Have you seen that? Did you? It's not happening today because this is a very small group. Oh my God, we were talking about boobs when you came in too. I'm so sorry. Oh, I feel embarrassed. Christine, trains and trucks is 15. Did you think you thought he was young? I thought he was my age. I mean, believe me, you are welcome here at Trains and Trucks. You have earned your spot in this podcast. You will always be welcome here. Uh, she thought Christine thought you were young. I don't know. I don't know what she's seen that made her think that maybe she's just smarter than I am. And that, yeah, and you. It's funny that you brought up wisdom because I think that that's one thing that older people have to offer is life experiences and wisdom. And if you pay attention to what some old people say, you could save yourself a lot of headaches later on. Yeah, I bet it did. I had no idea that you were so young. Oh my gosh, I don't think the other ladies that were talking to me about it realized that you were as young as you are either. Because I'm gonna have to tell you, I'm not gonna change what I talk about because now I know how old you are. That's not gonna change what I say or how I say it because I can't let your age determine what we talk about on here. But I think it's funny if it's everything that's cringeworthy to you or whatever. Just put us on mute for a while, or by all means jump in and change the subject. Because we were just talking about. Oh my God, I'm embarrassed now. Because remember, Christine, we were talking about boobs or stuff when Crazy Truck came on in this middle of this conversation that we had. Ah, that's hilarious. You made my day. That's funny to me. He says he's heard a lot of stuff. Don't worry. What part of the country are you in, Trains and Trucks? I can't remember if you told me or not, but I'm curious to know what part of the country you're from. Because that I mean, like my dad's family's from Louisiana, so they were kind of backwoodsy. It's I actually checked in on. He's from Fairy Day, Louisiana, and it's generally 90% African Americans here. And my dad, he okie as it comes, southeastern part. Okay, yeah, I'm not very good about geography. You're talking like Mississippi, maybe, or somewhere in that area. You don't have to tell me the state. I'm just, southern, because okay, I'm not good at geography, but I get you. That's fine. Oh, you just threw me. Everybody, the couple of people that are watching, there's only like 6 people here. I don't even know. We're totally bogarting the conversation too. If anybody else out there wants to jump in, feel free. I don't even know who the other people here are anymore. Debbie left. I know that. Annie left. Um, uh, Kathy left, and who was it? Oh, I'm missing somebody. Yes, around the Mississippi. Okay, yeah. So, so you're very progressive thinker for your age, for the demographic that you're being raised in. Kudos to your parents. They're doing a great job with you. You should tell them that I think that they're doing a fantastic job raising you because you seem like a very well-rounded young man. Obviously, I thought you were older. Oh, Ashana's here. She's still around, just listening. Listen to me blab on, Ashana. You could Ashana, did you suspect that Trains and Trucks was young? Am I just the blind one here? I totally. Ashana, where'd you get your name? No, I. It could be your natural name. I mean, Oh, I thought, Annie, I thought you left. Yeah, I get you. Yeah, I didn't expect him to be young and be my. Um, I'm not sorry that I made him a moderator, but I thought he was older when I did. But I'm not sorry that I did. I'd do it again today because he's been a very good, I mean, good moderator. He's got a good head on his shoulders. Just pop. Oh, you just popped back in. Hubby's still snoring. Trains and trucks. We have the same birthday on the 20th. Happy birthday to you both. I always thought July babies were the best babies that there were. So I was born on the second. So of course I'm going to think that. No offense to anybody who wasn't born in July, but I don't know. I think that July babies are just different. But I'm sure everybody thinks that they're different about when their time of the month too. Yeah. Yeah. I'm not sorry that I made you a moderator, and I don't feel like you tried to trick anybody with your age either, because I never asked. I guess. I assumed that you were older. I didn't assume that you were in our age group. I mean, I'm glad that I like the fact that there's some youth listening to the program. That's cool. That's cool with me. Well, thank you, Annie. Happy birthday. Happy belated birthday to you. Are you sure you're 15? You sure talk like you're older. 15. Would I want to be 15 again? Annie, would you want to be 15 again? I think if I was going to start over, I'd want to start over at like 30. Because I did a lot of stupid shit when I was 15, 16, and so forth and so on. What a great little group of people tonight. I really enjoyed this. I'm going to have to go to bed. I got to get up at, my boss is on vacation. That ain't right. I got to get up early. So I'm probably going to go to bed now. Um, at least I'm going to bed with a smile. You took my mind off of my surgery. My fat kitty is hopping on my pillow too. Going to be one of those nights. Oh, I love sleeping with my cat. My cat sleeps with me. I sleep like a rock. His name is Boo. He's like 18 pounds. He's this monster cat, and he was raised on a ranch, so he's total brute. Oldest cat on the ranch. Ranch cats don't live very long. If you've never lived on a ranch, they die young. A lot of fighting and stuff. But our cat's almost 11 years old now. He's a beast. Like I said, he brought home a rabbit. What kind of a cat kills a rabbit and brings it home? But you guys have really made my night. You took my mind off of my surgery, and I appreciate that. That really helped me a lot. I really needed that today, for some reason, because it's looming over. It's going to happen, and it's going to happen very soon. And I'm excited. I'm scared. I'm nervous, and I'm happy that it's happening. I wouldn't do anything any different. However, I would advise somebody that if they're on the fence, don't do it, because it's a huge decision. Even though it seems so minor in a sense, like what would it change? Not going to change your personality. No, but it changes your perception of yourself. Is what it's going to do for me. And yeah, it's intense. Especially because I was a guy for 50 something years, and now I get to be my girl. So, and I'm happy. I'm really happy, but I'm scared. I'm not gonna lie. I'm scared. Scared. And I get to use the girls' bathroom afterwards officially. So, Mr. Thanks. Hello, my dear. Sorry I missed your stream. Yeah, me too. You're just coming in just as I was going. It's 2 o'clock in the morning. I got to get up at 2, 3, 4, 5 hours from now. So And my doctor did tell me to make sure I got plenty of sleep and stay hydrated. Stay hydrated. And I'm kind of failing at both ends. But I appreciate you swinging by for a minute. This really wasn't broadcast to a lot of people today because I'm using a different way of putting it out there. A new camera, a new computer, all this other stuff that I bought to have a little bit better, um, cleaner picture and sound, I guess. I don't know if it's working or not, but just lie to me and tell me it is because I spent a bunch of money on it. Yeah, I got to get sleep. So, anyway, I probably won't do another live. If I do, it'll be Monday before the surgery. I probably won't because I have so much going on to prepare, but I will do one. I'm hoping the day after or the day after that, a couple days afterwards, and let you guys know how it went. And, and as long as I don't like God doesn't come take me off of the freaking operating table, everything should be great. So, and I know that a lot of you guys are going to be thinking about me and praying for me, and I really appreciate it. You'll be in my mind, and knowing that I have a good support team to come on the other side of the surgery with, because I think a lot of people here will support me greatly, and I appreciate it. You have no idea what it means to me, but it means a lot, really a lot, because my family has abandoned me, and you guys embraced me, and that means the world to me. So, thank you very much. I'm going to say good night, call it an evening, and once again, I love you guys. I really do. You're about to zoom over. I can't go down this rabbit hole with you. I mean, that comment made me like, I want to go down this rabbit hole so bad with you. Yeah, I do. I need to prepare myself physically and mentally for what's coming and stuff. But oh, that's interesting. Oh, you're killing me. See, yeah, that trains and trucks right. Phone live feed puts it out to everybody. Computer live stream mainly puts it out to subscribers. I wonder why that is. Hmm. Interesting. Yeah, but you're absolutely correct. Trains and trucks, you're completely correct. If I put my phone on and I put it on, there's 100 people there in minutes, and it's all night long, just 100, 100. Where at the end of it, I think the lowest we've had is 10,000 people, and the highest is 40,000. And here, I don't think we've had anything over the six. But it's all the people that I really care about and that I like to talk to that are personal to me. Some came in a little bit later, and some came a little bit earlier. But I appreciate y'all, and I gotta go because it's 2, and Christine's gonna yell at me. So thank you once again. I'll talk to you guys on the other side of the surgery, and wish me luck. Pray for me, and I'm sure it'll be great. And you can celebrate my new birthday with me, the 24th. Good night. Thanks a lot. I appreciate you. Appreciate you a lot. So thank you. See you guys later in the stream. Bye. 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 No, we won't go bye.